How do you feel about women coaching men's sports?
I feel that women do not have enough authority when it comes to coaching a lot of men's sports, and a lot of times men would not give them the respect that is needed to be a coach.
All right, and how do you feel about men coaching women's sports?
Well, from personal experience, I've had many male coaches, and I prefer them because they are authoritative, and they make you earn their respect, and vice versa. And I like that.
Thanks. Do you think women know more about certain sports than men do?
Yes, I do. Being a volleyball player, actually, I think that a lot of times women know a lot more about volleyball than men, because men are the minority when it comes to this sport, and so a lot of times women can they can relate. Women can relate to the sport a lot more than a man can. A man can maybe, eventually watch a lot of volleyball, but really he's probably never been on the court.
How do you feel about men coaching women's sports?
I think it's a lot better than women, just because I know men can be very intimidating sometimes. So for me, I feel like if, my coach started yelling at me, I'd definitely listen to a man coach more than a woman, and he'd probably have a lot more of my attention.
How do you feel about women coaching men's sports?
You want me to be honest?
Yes.
I probably would not, if I was a guy, personally probably would not enjoy having a woman coach. I wouldn't be against it, but me personally, I would never coach a boys' team.
All right. And how do you feel about men coaching women's sports?
I'd actually like having a male coach better than having a female coach.
Why?
Because they push us and girls just cry all the time.
All right, thanks. How do you feel about women coaching men's sports?
I don't think it's a good thing, because I don't think women can push a guy as much as a guy coach can. For example, in like a sport like basketball, you always see guy coaches get more, mad at a guy, and I just think they can push a guy more than a woman can.
How do you feel about men coaching women's sports?
Actually, I think that's a little vice versa. I think women coach women's sports good, but men coaching a woman I think a men can get more out of a woman. I think they know how. I think actually men are better coaches, and I think they can get better results out of their student athletes. The only bad thing about men coaching, I guess the only downfall would be women can't take criticism as well as a guy can. I think guys coaching a sport, they critique you more. They want you to get better, but as a woman, you can't take criticism as well, and you can't say the same kind of things to a girl as you could a guy, and I think you're getting yourself in trouble in certain situations. But other than that, I think a man is better for a women's sport because they can push the athlete more.
All right, thanks. Go. Oh, how do you feel about women coaching men's sports?
I'm iffy on the subject, because within women and men's sports, there's different levels of competition. Men tend to be more competitive and anger-driven than women usually, so I don't know if a woman would be able to properly motivate a man.
And how do you feel about men coaching women's sports?
Pretty much the same. There's different motivational techniques to use for each sex, and I don't know if either sex would be able to adequately know those two different motivational.
How do you feel about women coaching men's sports and men coaching women's sports?
Either way, I don't really have a strong opinion, because I've had a guy coach, and I've also had a female coach who coached men at our high school, and as long as they're knowledgeable in the area that they're coaching, it shouldn't really matter, because they're helping to improve them either way.
All right, thanks. How do you feel about women coaching men's sports?
I feel like women want to be respected by their athletes, of the guys, because at a younger age, like in high school and college, they're not really, the men want to respect the woman telling them what they're doing and what they're doing wrong, and just
So
be
more-
frowned upon.
More of a respect point of view.
Yep.
All right, and how about men coaching women's sports? How do you feel about that?
That's okay. Men are men can they can go guys or girls because they're like they have the authority figure.
All right, and do you think that a man or woman coach can bring out the best ability in a student athlete?
Probably a man because he can get them pumped up. A woman would be kind of maybe a little bit more soft. It depends, but more a man would be a better option.
All right, thank you. How do you feel about women coaching men's sports?
I've never had a woman as a head coach before, so I'd prefer just having a man as a coach because I'd respect him more.
How do you feel about men coaching women's sports?
I don't think it really matters at all, so I think it'd be fine.
All right. And how would you feel as an assistant coach for a head women's coach for a sport?
That would be weird.
Why?
Just because, just answering to a woman, I just find that kind of weird. I don't know.
All right, thanks.